My name is Han Williams. My Vietnamese name was Han Nguyen. That's my main name. And when I became U.S. citizen, I changed to Han Kimberly Nguyen. And then when I married your dad, I, of course, took his last name, so Han Williams. I'm currently 66 years old.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1956, and in Quy Nhơn is a name of the city, and it's in South Vietnam. Okay, Quy Nhơn, from Quy Nhơn to Ho Chi Minh City, used to known as Saigon. It's about 5-hour drive. Yeah. And so when I was very young, I would say 2 or 3 years old, my dad moved the family to Saigon. So I grew up there.
So Saigon proper?
Since, yeah.
Okay.
It's capital of South Vietnam. Yeah. Now it's Ho Chi Minh City, because in 1975, when the communists came and took over the South, so right now we don't have the South or not. It's the whole country now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, what year did you land in the U.S.?
Well, I landed in U.S. in 1980, but I was one of the boat people. We escaped Vietnam by boat, and I was in refugee camp for 12 months. So by the time I got here, it's January of 1980. Well, we were, I would say, a middle class, because my dad used to work for French government, and he was in
was occupying Vietnam at the time.
South Vietnam, Vietnam was under French for, I would say, a couple hundred years, and then there was a revolution in 1945, and by I don't know how to call that revolution. All the rebels that came did want to take back the country.
Gotcha.
And then they won, so they agreed that the French will, go to the South. Yeah, all of that. And then all the North will belong to Vietnamese, Vietnam people. So my dad, originally he's from the North, one of the city in the North, from Quang Binh. And he moved the family to the South. He was in the army. And then he retired and worked for a radio station. It's not. It's just like a TV station.
Like communications?
News, yeah.
Okay.
News station, yes. Until he retired. But we were in Saigon. And I remember he moved a couple of cities, but we remained in Saigon. But he moved to work, wherever they sent him. He would stay stationed there, and then when it's done with his contract, he'll be back in Saigon. And I was very young, two or three. I know that I started kindergarten in Saigon, so maybe I lived there since I was 4.
That's basically 1960, 1961.
Yes. And I was in, from kindergarten to senior, to 12th grade, I was in Catholic school.
Were the schools, were there public schools and private schools, or was it
Yeah.
only private
It's
schools that were religious?
private school that belong to Catholic people. So you have to be Catholic to get into that school. And majority of people in Saigon was Catholic at the time. So and then I graduated high school from that
Same
school.
So it was kindergarten all the way up to
Oh, no.
12th grade.
Kindergarten to fifth grade. I was in this Catholic school with all the nun with the flying hat, you know, all traditional Catholic. Yeah, we call that flying hat.
Yeah. Does it blow in the wind or?
Yeah, just like a wing,
Yeah.
you know. And then from sixth grade to 12, I was in another Catholic school with all the priests that wearing all the robe, the black robe. Yep.
And so in like let's say for kindergarten, like how many siblings did you have at the time? Were you guys living in a house, if you remember?
Yes. I remember we were in Saigon. I was very young, but I remember we had a small house in that neighborhood. It's very friendly, but you're a crowded neighborhood. And my dad, he built above the ground well, so we can save rainwater to cook, bathe, to have water. I mean, we do have regular, water that connect to the house, but having the rainwater, it's just much more better, fresher. And when the rain season come, he had us climb into the well, going all the way down there, clean up everything, rinse everything and ready for the rain. So it was really nice. That's one of the very fond memory I remember when I was that young. And when I was in middle school, that when we moved to another house that closer to that school.
Okay. So how many siblings did you have total?
Total alive, six of them. My oldest brother named Hian. Okay, he was in the academy. He joined the military. My oldest sister, her name is Lan, and she after she finished college, she worked for a group that called ICCS. I think this group is just like international control of, disaster happen, in the country.
Like a government organization.
Yes. And she was, I believe she also a translator, and she also worked in their accounting department.
Okay, so she was speaking French?
Oh, no, this is when the U.S. arrived.
Okay, so she
French,
was speaking English then?
Yes. But because we were in Saigon and my dad used to work for France, so he spoke French really well. And my oldest brother, I remember that. And even me, I learned French and I spoke French pretty good then. But now, of course, I don't remember much because I haven't spoke French for so long. My other sister, older sister, her name is Pho. She is, I would say, about 15 or 17 months older than me. We pretty much grown up, look like twin, like you and David. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not twin, but we so much alike.
Yeah.
We have
grew up.
Yeah, and the same face, the same hair, So she's still in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then after me, I have 3 years younger brother. He passed away in year 2019 due to, I believe, his stomach cancer. And then my youngest brother, he's 6 years younger. He just turned 60. He just turned 60. He still lives in Saigon. So right now in my family, six of us, there's only four that's still alive. Two
So
passed away.
Total children.
Three boys and 3 girls. Yes.
And then when you were younger, were your older siblings taking care of you more, or was it both them and your parents?
Oh, yeah, we live in that same house for a long time. It's Vietnamese tradition that, everybody live in the same house.
Stay close to each other.
Yes, until he or she get married and then move to live there. My brother got married, and my parents bought them a house that it's just like a block away from us. They still have that house in Vietnam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then your younger siblings live there?
No, they live in their house. This is the house my parents bought for my brother and his wife. And, it Vang's mom and that. It's still there. She still keep that house. So anybody going back can stay. It's a small house. But we move away. Like I married, to my first husband. I move away, and Lan work in a different city, so she's not home. It's only my older sister folk and 2 younger brothers live with my parents. My mom tragically died of a freak accident. I believe she fell and she broke her arm and received very poor treatment, so it got infected, and she passed away from that a couple of years later. But I already left, so I wasn't there during that time.
And because I want to go in like chronological order, so for when you were in elementary school or when you were a younger child, so would you have like friends in the neighborhood you spent time with?
Oh yes. I mean,
what was like top of mind for you? What did you care about
during the younger time?
Yeah.
Oh, younger.
Before you were 18, you probably liked certain things, didn't like certain things, liked certain foods.
Yes. Food-wise, Vietnamese food just everywhere. So pretty much I eat everything. I know when I was a little, my family we have a housekeeper that always cook and clean for us. And then when she passed away, her daughters came and continued to do that until I was, I think I was pretty much almost a teenager, and we no longer needed them because we were much bigger.
So you spent a lot of time with her and family.
No, because I don't have to do much house chores, so I'm out with my friend. We go, of course, as Catholic, we go sing in church. We join the choir in church. And I was one of the lead singer in the choir. And my brothers play guitars, 2 of them. And my other sister sing, in the same choir.
So
and I remember
was a big
that.
Part of your life,
church
religion.
was a big part, yeah. And then join Girl Scout, which is created by the church. And then just go to school, and I was not a troublemaker. I know that, and pretty much A and B, student. My parents are very proud of me, and I love to clean, even though I didn't have to. So my mom loves it because she would love when she come home from work that the floor just clean, that she doesn't have to put, she can take her shoes up and walk on the Thai and just feel so good about it. And teenager, I used to take my mom go trading. She has a trading business, trading all the military material, like hat, blanket, shelter, tent, all things like that. But from military. So I normally take her here and there so she can drop her stuff for vendors or buy things from other people. So it was really peaceful and
big crowded city, peaceful.
Yeah, at the time it wasn't that crowded.
Yeah.
But more and more everybody come to Saigon because pretty much we pretty much modernized. I mean, you can see when you were there, you can see all the French structure in the building.
Impact on the culture
Yes,
of society.
yes. It's just like we do have the modernized, lifestyle.
And is that because the French were colonized in southern Vietnam, but northern Vietnam at the time was just Vietnam?
It's just Vietnam. So you can say that if you put a person who grew up in the south and a person who grew up in the north, you can see they can have like 20 years of life different. The way that you talk, the clothes, you wear, the thought, and hairstyle, things like that. It's like this person obviously 20 or 30 years different.
Yeah. Would you say that the South was more modernized?
Oh yes,
than
yes.
The North?
Oh, totally.
It's just like the North was a different form of government,
yes.
Or just because they didn't have access to the French resources.
No, they're just different because they were under Russia. They were pretty much, under their supporter with Russia, and because Russia at the time was also communist, and of course
so
China,
Russia,
yeah. So, but they just want to keep it traditionally, just how we were, which is old school, yeah. But now everything changed, and I had a very peaceful growing up.
Yeah.
Very peaceful growing up, pretty much go to school and then join choir at church. My teenager would, again, it's just pretty peaceful. Just go to school and then, of course, twice a week we practice, and then Saturday and Sunday we go to Mass. We pretty much, spend literally almost half day at church, singing for 2 or 3 masses, on Saturday and Sunday. And then going out, I went out with, I have a few friends that have friends, half Vietnamese. And their father, belonged to a kind of a country club, but it pretty much, when you walk in there, you speak French only. And they have tennis court, swimming pool.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much out there swimming all the time during my young adult, life. And go to club, and go eating with friends.
Yeah.
Traveling, not much, because we weren't allowed to travel any far or go anywhere far unless we go with the family. But that pretty much, I have a very peaceful life until the communists came over.
Yeah.
They
so
took
what,
over.
What was that? Because you saw having a family and having children. So was that before the threat of communism?
Oh, no.
Or did the threat of communism come while you were a teenager, just hearing about it, and it slowly came to realization? Or what was the what was your first acknowledgement of a potential threat that your life would have been changing, or your status quo is now different?
Actually, as for me, I was pretty much not aware of any changing in the government, because in Saigon, I mean, we know we have war, happen everything in the South. All that bombing, all that,
So
killing.
that was happening your whole life.
That happened in my older life when the American came, to help,
Yeah.
to try to chase the communists out of the South.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they fell. So I remember when the couple of days that because my sister working for American, so she was on the list. She and her family, which is us, our family was on the list to get booked to go to America before the communists took over. But
So
we
people
know.
were thinking about it. People were understanding that
Yeah.
there's a threat, and that
Yeah.
South Vietnam, because they were threatened, the U.S. came over to help combat the
Yes.
communist government from spreading
Right.
from the north to the south.
You're right. But after a while, after all that, I think I would say 5-6 years, and then the U.S. Withdraw,
Yeah.
which is move, so the communists come and took over.
So basically, you're a young adult, and
Yeah, I was 17, 16 or 17. Yeah, 1975.
when the U.S. came to South Vietnam to help.
No, correct, yes.
Okay.
Very young. I was like 14, 15. I know that they were in Saigon. I think I was 19, 18.
What's next?
This is when we all know that the American gonna withdraw, and just left, just gonna leave us.
Yeah, and you're
So
scared at the
yeah,
time, I'm
we all scared, because we all just think that when the communists took over, they're gonna kill everybody. Pretty much in the South, because we were with the French, we were against them.
Yeah.
So everybody was very scared.
And did you know anything about communism at the time, or?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Just know that they fighting
Yeah.
with us, and American helping us.
Yeah.
Because French was, pretty much couldn't help.
Yeah. So you're just expecting like them coming in. You don't know much about
Don't know when, yeah.
anything about communism, but you understand that you guys were their enemy.
Right.
So you figure once they get
Yeah.
into the South, then
Yeah.
they're going to start killing people.
Correct, yeah. So everybody really scared. And then the day that we supposedly, to go, we went to the American embassy. That's where we got booked. And it was just chaos. It just everybody trying to get in.
Yeah. Screaming,
And
yelling,
screaming.
A lot of people.
Yeah, if you just Google the April 30th or April 29th of the incident, that when, people scrambling, try to get on the helicopter to leave, and all the high rank personnel, they took their family, they left all at the airport, just everybody leaving. So we couldn't get in, and I know that the second day we went out again, hoping just to be able to get in. We couldn't get in, and here come the communists. It's just like the tank.
Yeah.
He just started rolling in, and suddenly everybody's scrambling, run home. And then you can see the sky was just like covered with helicopter that flat that go out to the get out of Saigon.
Okay, like the South was
Yeah.
leaving in
Yeah.
helicopters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like it's just a chaos. And then so a day or two later, we learned that they already took over the embassy. They took over the White House, the Vietnamese White House, the presidential house, and they announced that everybody just stay where you are, and then with further announcement for what it's gonna be next. So we know at that time, we are just don't know when they're gonna kill us. Everybody was actually, absolutely scared. A lot of people commit suicide because they don't want, to be killed later. A lot of it captured in film from journalists that came from France and came from other country. They capture everything. So Google of those incidents, the best you can see it. It's from the YouTube, from if Google it. And then so pretty much for us, my brother was in the academy and military, and he was, I think, either captain or lieutenant. He's pretty high rank. He's not just a soldier.
Yeah.
All the people with high rank has to go to a camp called re-education camp, just to learn about the new government.
New way of life.
Yeah, new way of life with them, with the North. How they handling the
And
communist
even at the
way.
time, they were more impoverished looking, right? Because the
Yes.
South was more looked more
Yeah.
modern. You
Yes.
guys were more developed.
Yes.
Versus the North was a lot
You
less
can see,
developed.
and because actually they also lived the hard life because the war going on all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So
Not a lot of food in the North.
yeah, everybody have to work very hard. They don't have like club, or they don't have all the shopping center, or expensive restaurant, or things like that. So for us, knowing that the chance to go to the U.S. is done, so we trying to live our life day by day. My mom was really depressed after knowing that my brother. They said that it's re-education camp, but actually it's a prison.
Yeah.
And all the high rank, get killed, tortured and killed, and younger, other high rank. It depends on the situation. They can be, just be in jail and do labor work forever. I think my brother was lucky because he was pretty charming. He played guitar and he know how to cook. So he gave them a good use of how he was in there.
Yeah.
So after 5 years, they released him.
So he was in prison for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
And we went on to live our life. I just happened to be booked. Even though I sang in church, I also recruited by one of the member of a band that play in nightclub in Saigon. His parent was my neighbors. And so he saw me sing in church. He came to ask my parents if he can ask you to sing for their band because they need the lead singer. Because I sang in English, French, and Vietnamese. So my parents left me, but he had to come and pick me up and then drop me off after the concert's over.
Yeah. So aside from like how was life different? Because it sounds like when the North took over, you still were living day by day.
Yeah.
A lot of the military were taken away.
Yeah.
People were killing themselves.
Yes, but civilian. Even though we were scared, and especially when they said after, I think I would say after when we are all in like 3 or 4 months, they announced that throw away all the old money. Even though you have $1 billion, doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
I don't have any money. Then everybody, every family will have certain amount of money to live, to start from there.
Yeah.
And if the people who has a lot of money, they either buy gold or, buy American dollars. Mm-hmm. So they can live by that, because as long as you have gold, you have money.
Yeah.
You can sell gold and get money anytime. I remember a lot of people, there's so many people committed suicide because they lost pretty much everything they don't have. And, like everybody, all the family of 2 will have 100 per month. The family of 5 will have like 300 a month. And the family of 10 will have like 800, something like that. It depends on how many people in the family.
Yeah.
We have certain amount.
Those families need based on their needs.
Yeah. And then that's it. But they let us supermarket resume open. And all the farming resume, just to continue farming, just to produce. Yeah. I think gasoline was one of the very, very expensive and rare, because the communists hardly have business with other outside the country, the communist country, to get gasoline.
Resources.
So, my gosh, I know that we took bicycle everywhere, no matter how far, and walk for a long time. Or if gasoline being sold, it's black market. Don't know where people get it, but we can go out and get gasoline, but it is a black market. You could be in jail if you're selling it, So it took. So I got booked by this company that they needed a band. So my band got, booked to work for them, to sing, to represent the company and sing for them. But we all have to have our regular job, and suddenly I found myself having a job. And they sent me to learn how to do finance, accounting. So I was in accounting, like me, and accounting with the girl. In our band we have 2 of us. And then the guy who played drum was in the warehouse doing stuff. And how this is one of the biggest construction company in Saigon at the time. Building hospital and hotel. And all the other, architectures area building.
Did you get to choose your job, or was
no? They put me and said, "Okay, hon, you can work in the accounting department." And they send me to take classes for that.
Okay.
But thankfully, I loved it. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, and I do well with it. That's where I met my ex-husband, my first, and then he wanted to marry me, so. I married young when I was 20. And then Tao was my firstborn. When Tao was 11 months, See, my ex-husband came from a very wealthy family and educated. So in his family, they have, lawyer, doctor, professor, college professor. He himself is an engineer, and his brother architecture. So he found the way to escape because he doesn't think that it will be good to live under communists.
Yeah, long term.
Yeah, so his family at the time has a lot of gold, so pay for a group of people to go out and fly a boat. Bought that boat by gold. I don't know how much, 200 bar of gold or 100 bar of gold. Big boat. Not that big, but it's big enough to carry a lot of people. And I think a group of like 5 or 6 of them, including my ex-husband, were in that group. So he know that my sister has the status of, American's employee. So she will bring us in the U.S.
Got it.
So they gave room
for her.
Yeah, they paid for her to go as well. So
and this is when you are 21, you
Yeah.
have an 11-month-old, and then now you're starting to figure out a plan in terms of getting a group onto a boat.
Yeah.
Totally illegally.
I did not know anything about my ex-husband and his friend. It's a bunch of engineers get together and do this, and
but all under the radar.
and
right?
under the radar,
They would
and
get smuggled to that.
they would be in prison or get killed, get hanged if they know.
Yeah, no
if they
leaving the
caught.
country during the communists.
Yeah, no. So, but a lot of people still escape though by boat if they can find it and if they can get. And of course, local government, it's local police. It's just corrupted, Just give them money, give them gold, and you can leave.
Got it.
So we were but when they called, said, okay, this is the time.
Yeah.
Everybody has to go. The only thing I have on my back, I was wearing 2 layers of clothes. Okay, 2 layers of clothes for the baby, and in the bag, I have 2 condensed milk and 2 bottles of water, just in case. That's it.
Yeah.
And a couple of tangerines.
And
We
you
didn't know that.
pregnant at the time, I believe, right?
No, I wasn't. Yes, but I didn't know I was pregnant.
got it.
I didn't know. So it just we quietly get down to the boat.
Middle of the night? Or
In the evening. It just get out, just like we go from this location to the other location. On the boat, it's only another couple and us. And we went for a couple hours, and then we meet up with another boat that has like 10 or 15 people in it. And then with that, and we go to another location. We have to find a way to go all the way out to the ocean.
So no one can see you.
No, and then we just travel. Just like here, from here you're driving to Oceanside. From here you're going to LA. Take a train to go to,
Yeah, and you did that on the boat.
On the
first
boat.
and then
First
down
boat.
the second boat. A few hours
Second
later.
boat, and then to the night
Second
for
boat was bigger boat.
bigger with more people.
Yeah.
And then the third boat with even more people, but at that time it's like midnight, and then we quietly just go out to the ocean. So by the time we reach the meeting point, and we saw the boat was crawling with people.
Yeah.
It's just like this boat only supposed to carry 70 people, 70 to 80. That's the agreement, which is my ex-husband can bring 4 people to 5 people.
Yeah.
Right? And then his friend, I have my in-law, so that okay, 10, but have to pay, pay. So by the time we get there, because by mouth, everybody said, I found a way to leave. So now give me, instead of this guy will pay the organizer $5 he told some other people it's 20, so just give him 20. That was crazy. I mean, they just scamming each other like crazy.
Yeah, whoever pays the most,
Yeah.
put on.
So by the time we got there, it's 172
People.
people.
On a boat for 70 or less.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it just like and that cover just a little piece of candy.
Yeah.
And then the local police, the one that paid the money for them so we can leave, said, no, you guys told me that it's only 7 or 80 people. Now we need more money. If not, we're gonna just take you to jail and we're gonna seize the boat. So everybody, and then they, which is the local police, they will have a hat, a big Vietnamese hat. So everybody have go, just
give us your stuff.
Just
Wow.
give it to them. A lot of people wearing a lot because they know they're leaving, so they just have everything. I have a ring and I have a chain, and the baby have a bracelet, towel, baby towel, and have to take them all, give it to them.
Yeah.
Give it to them. Give. But I also hide gold in the baby clothes, So we still have that. That's how we survive, by the gold jewelry, when we in camp, because that's how we get money. Yeah. No matter how it is, you can always survive if you have money.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So finally they agree to let us go, and the boat quietly, left.
Yeah.
And
this is like early morning.
In the middle, like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And then by the time when we got all the way out near the water border, lucky that no other, what do you call those, safeguard, not safeguard, or the guard, coast guard, because if we get caught, that would be, jail. So in the morning, we just heard some screaming, yelling, and it turned out the guy that they bought the boat from, he's a fisherman, so that's his boat. He got paid a lot of gold just to, for the boat and to let his family go. But he brought his girlfriend with him, and the wife found out. So that when the fighting, crazy, the fighting, and then we finally get over the border of the water. That means we're safe now. We can go anywhere now.
Got it.
And
out of visibility.
Yes.
Of the military.
Right. Yeah, when we passed the border, so everybody felt relieved. That means we're safe. Now we can go anywhere. We can go to the next country. And then we heard some screaming, yelling. Apparently the wife found out that the husband brought his mistress, and she has her sister, her younger sister with her. So she got mad, and she would just, beat up that mistress, and then the husband tried to get her out, break them up, get her out, and he couldn't get her out, so he just turned the engine off just so she can calm down. And everybody was just like, oh my God, don't do that. Everybody trying to plead with the wife. They said, we came this far, we are safe now. We cannot go back. We just have to go forward. And so just calm down. We got to the, to land, and then we'll deal with it. So everybody trying to talk her in, and she finally calmed down. So we continue to go. But then we just, unfortunately, when he turned off the engine, something went wrong. And after we settled with that fight, he turned it on, and it's not on. It couldn't, so everybody have to jump in to try to fix it.
Yeah.
So because of that, we're floating in the ocean near Thailand border, and there was, a lot of pirate, which is because Thailand fishermen, they know that Vietnamese people escape and will bring a lot of jewelry and gold. So all that fishermen became pirate. Mm-hmm. And they would take women away. They would rape, young girl. They would, kill anybody trying to stop them. Mm-hmm. It was so many horrible stories. So many. And so I think even though for us, floating away in the ocean for almost 7 days, get dropped like 4 or 5 times.
Wow. So the boat wasn't working for 7 days?
Oh, no, it was working. Oh, it wasn't working for a couple of days. And finally, after I think twice, got the pirate, and they get on the boat, and they see if they look for gold, they look for jewelry, they look for valuable stuff. And to the third boat that did the same, they, however, even though they robbed, again, we have nothing else, but everybody was dying of hunger and no food and water for a couple of days already. I already shared my condensed meal with people. And then, of course, Thao had to, get back to, I had to go back to breastfeeding because, she, it's terrible. There was one little girl died on the boat that day because she was just didn't have enough to eat, and she cried so much, so she died. Lucky for me, it's lucky that Thao would just hang on to it. Poor baby. So that boat, the third one, the Roberts, and it looked like somebody up there has heart. Said, okay, gave us water and food, some bread, some banana. Yeah, and the captain. And then he tried to take away some of the girl from the boat, and some of the old lady like Bao's grandma, the begging because they almost take one of her niece away. So that family came with her 3 children and a niece. They almost take that niece away. So she went up and she begged them. So God, thankfully, they let us all go, give us some water, and then, okay, go. They didn't take anybody. They didn't kill anybody. And
the first couple pirates took people, or no?
Oh, the first pirate, I think they raped the mistress of the guy who, because the wife said something, I don't know. But other than that, everybody just sit still, don't talk, don't look, don't try not to hear screaming, crying, none. Just it until they're done and they let her go.
Then they just leave.
They just leave, yeah. They didn't kill anybody because, they were killed.
Yeah.
So that's why.
And you're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. So we landed in Thailand, landed in one of the beach resorts in Thailand. And we got in, so the local police came over and lead us to, their campground, and just give us some food and some water, and then said, you guys just came here. I think it's just kind of one of the beach somewhere away from the resort, because that tourist. And then in the morning, the Red Cross came over, give food and but then slept there one more night. Then the next night, they said that you have to get out because you can't stay here. The camp is way overcrowded. We cannot get anybody, and we just a lot of women on the boat that just dropped down and begged them, and begged them, no, we cannot go back out there. It's been a week with all of that. They gave us a lot of food, a lot of water. For each family, there's a lot of food, a lot of water. We have to turn around. I said,
they wanted you to get back on the boat.
Get back on the boat. And I remember that they were holding gun, and a row of the police holding gun, and said, whoever turn around will be shot because this is it.
Yeah.
We cannot let you in. So I know everybody was crying, men and women and kids crying, and all of us with our 2 or 3 bags of stuff. So we got on the boat, and
Still
of course,
very crowded.
Yeah, it's still very crowded,
Yeah.
but they make sure the boat is running. So the Coast Guard lead us out to the ocean, and then cross the border, Thailand border, and left us out. Said, go wherever you go, wherever you want to go, go.
Just can't stay here.
They can't stay. So we float in the water for another night, and then we reach Malaysia. Same thing. We got up on the beach with where the tourists and everything having party, and then the local police came, and we were pretty sure that we're going to stay in Malaysia at that time, because they took us to a campground, and their tent and everything, just like camping for us, and said that, and then the Red Cross still come over and give us food and more food and drink and make sure everybody is safe, healthy. And we stayed there for 2 weeks, and so, we stay in Malaysia, at refugee camp, because when Vietnamese boat people that left the country, they can go to either Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, or Cambodia.
Yeah. Fleeing Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's usually where they're trying to go.
Yes, because they already have refugee camp developed since 75.
Got it. Because people have been escaping for years.
For since the communists came over.
Yeah.
So in Malaysia, and then same thing, they said, no, it's overcrowded. We cannot have you. You have to go to different country. And they do the same thing. And we heard that there's so many people who didn't want to leave, ended up being shot and died there.
Wow.
So
because they basically said, we don't have food, we don't have water.
We can't keep you anymore. You have to go other country. So when and then we float for another 2 days. When we came to, now we know that we're in Indonesia, but we don't know that Indonesia. We floated into, and then all the men in the ship get together and talk about now to the next beach that we landed. We're going to break this boat, okay? We're going to punch hole. We're going to just destroy it. So they can't send us out. So we landed in the beach resort that, I can see people partying. And we just get up there, and the local police that came, and they said that, there's a camp. It's not too far from here, refugee camp. We're going to take you there. and so they used their boat to take us. So we got on a huge boat. Everybody was sitting, inside, and everybody throw up because it's just no air. When you're inside, you can't see outside.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Even me, I was throwing up and down.
So you guys did destroy the boat.
Destroy,
Yeah.
so we can't. So they had to use their big ship. This is a ship, a cargo ship.
Yeah.
Take us, and then to the camp. And when we got to that camp, the next morning we got to that camp, we can see that island is an island in the middle of the ocean, and it's already developed. And they said that it's literally 100,000 people, Vietnamese boat people.
Wow.
Is already there. So it's a huge camp.
Yeah.
It's a huge camp.
Just an island in
Yeah.
Indonesia,
Yeah.
off of the mainland.
Yes, far away from the mainland.
Yeah.
So we're there to wait. So so the next morning, of course, the Red Cross was there, and they.
And was Red Cross like Europeans? Was it other Asian?
Yeah,
countries?
it's them. It's Indonesian. Yeah, each country they have Red Cross. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, belong to Red Cross organization. So come over, and then the government will send out a group of people that come to camp to make sure how many people and how many family in this boat. So they gave us a number. Okay, this boat is boat 741. Okay, came from that day. They gave a number, and then each family has a number. We have to register with them that we are from this boat that came from Saigon, Vietnam. And this is my family. We have, Song Nguyen, Han Nguyen, and Lan Nguyen, and Thao Nguyen. So my family and my group have 4 people. And then so they gave us a little corner, just empty. Said, okay, here's your spot. And here's the tour. You have to go to... go deep in the forest to cut, in the island. This island, it's just a lot of tree, a lot of animal. It's a huge island, and pretty much this ship had that much space. So every family have to, just camp. So we all camp together because, we're in the same ship, same boat.
And you guys have been with each other for a week now, over a week?
Yes, like over a week. So we're in the same spot. And then they voted for who is the leader of this boat. So they, I think one of the doctor, it's
you guys
elected him.
Yeah.
He's older. And then my ex-husband can help because he's educated, so he can go and set up paperwork for everybody, and all the men go inside for the jungle. We call the jungle. Go fight. So they use the machete to cut tree in there, and then they have a lot of tree that have big leaves. So we made all the men help each other. So in my corner, we have just like a tent that make by wood, branches, and they make the roof to
Shelter.
prevent rain, and we make a sleep living or a living spot above the ground, so the water cannot get to us when we're sleeping. I can draw that I vividly remember. And they went in there and they caught lizard snake is on there, because all we have is fish. So fishermen paid by government, just every morning we went all the way out to the beach, get in line, and when they call boat number, and our group will receive, okay, your family is 4, so you have one big tuna, or your family of 2, you have half tuna, and this fish are just like fresh. It's like still alive when they dump their cart, the net on the beach. Oh, this fish is jumping up and down. They heal all the tuna fish. So, and they gave us seasoning, like salt, pretty much rice and salt. That's the 2 things we have, just rice and salt. And they cook fish with it. However, they make fire, by the old, Indian style.
Yeah.
And they also giving for some cooking utensil. And that's how we live.
It's a big camp, helping
it's
each other out.
It's huge camp,
To
yeah.
help each other out.
Yes.
Some people were good at fishing, some
Yeah.
people...
I wish I can draw, that I can see how it, but eventually we walk around the island to see how big it is. It's a huge island.
Yeah.
It's huge. And there are people, local people live there, all the way inside. All the way inside. There are people live there.
Yeah.
But by the beach.
Yeah, were they living in tents as well? Or?
Yeah, they just tent that make by the tree, by the leaf.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just farmer that would grow stuff and then use their boat to go sell it for inland.
Yeah.
So we lived there for a couple months, and then all the other organization came. So came from America, came
So
from
months of that, of just living
in
with
camp,
the group
yeah.
and getting your fish,
Yes.
by your boat number.
Yeah, but no, the first 3 months we live in that camp. We get interview, and once we know where we're going, and they went. So after the interview, knowing that we were booked by American, so they ship us to a different island that had barrack. Now we don't live in tent anymore. We live in barrack. They have the barrack that is just
the
like,
barracks?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, till a barrack number 45. There are 100 barracks.
Cabins, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty much, it's just like a big tent, and the sleeping. They divided the sleeping spot for each family. So pretty much every night we 4 of us sleep in the same spot, and then we have water to bathe, but when we were in the first island, everything is very primitive. Poop and pee, that pretty much get to go into the wood.
Yeah.
And they also build a spot that for you to go to the bathroom out in the ocean. But they build it that you have to walk, like one of those that you have to really walk, because they only
floating.
in the little wood like that, you have to walk it. Yeah, I wish I can draw all of it, but very primitive. But we survive. We survive. A lot of people die though. Tao almost died. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah.
You got that story, because of the food, because of the water.
Malnourished.
Yeah. So every day there are people die. Every day. And I don't know what they do with the body. They burn, they throw out in the ocean, or they bury somewhere in the island. But every day I can see there's a funeral walking by.
And people are probably really skinny.
Yeah, everybody's skinny. So my sister found out she's pregnant with Nhật. And I found out I'm pregnant with Bao. So when we know for sure that we are, accepted to get in the U.S., so we moved to the new area. That when living condition is a lot better. They have, proper bathroom, and we have water to bathe, water to drink or to cook. Every day we have to get in line, go get fresh water. Every day we have to get in line to go get, food supply. And we have to walk to the local market. And at the time, I can use the gold that I hidden. Thao has a sweater, and where the button is.
Yeah.
So under the button is a ring, gold ring. Each
use that to get food, or
use that to sell, to get money. Use the money to get that food and supply. So we and Bao was born in that second camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a 1-year-old with you, and then now you're.
Yeah, everything again is primitive. The night when I know that he's getting ready, to be born, I had to walk from my barrack, which is barrack number 5, go to barrack number 35 or 39, something like that. A long way walking with and we reunited with my brother who came home, who got released from prison, re-education camp, and he escaped. And the escape was from one of my ex-husband, friend who organized as well. Nyat's father supposed to be in the same boat, but at the time when they said, "Okay, we're leaving tonight," he was in a different town. He can't. He missed the opportunity. Yeah, I know he tried to escape many times, but he got caught and got thrown in jail, and many times. So he give up. He just stayed. But my brother made it. My brother made it with my ex-brother-in-law, the one that Bao looked just like him, and then the other brothers that later on go with a different group.
All knew each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but my family, unfortunately, don't have the type of goal to pay, or don't have the opportunity, don't know any opportunity of anybody that leaving so they can escape. Other than that, they are content with how they were at the time, because they not filthy rich in the way that have to worry about, who going to kill them, who going to take over that. Yeah. So we live in just a simple house, modest house, and they both working in not ordinary job, not like famous celebrity or anything. So they content with living in Saigon.
Yeah.
And
they still had
besides,
enough to eat.
Oh yeah, because Saigon is the capital of the South, and so a lot of famous people live there. A lot of high-rank people from other country will come and to either do business or negotiate or whatever. So they have to maintain, to keep everything good.
Yeah.
Just to and then later on, years later, they open again to get tourists, and so they boost up their economy because of tourists. So we got booked, and the day that we said we're gonna, we have to, they ship us all the way to Singapore. We was in Singapore for 1 week, stay in one of those camping ground over there, and then get on the plane to get to U.S. because we found sponsor.
Got And
So
how do you find sponsors? Was that through the barracks where you were living? They
Yeah.
had people come out and you were able to over time
No,
secure
no.
a spot? Or?
the organization do it all. I mean, after my family, get accepted to America, and that group, which is American employee for that group, sent out the profile and to all the churches, to all the organization, all the company, to see who can sponsor this family of 4. No, not 4 anymore. Family of 6, for her báo nhà chùa born. So family of 6. So there's a Baptist church in Abingdon, Virginia, sponsors, and that's where I met Grace and Doug. Doug served in the U.S. Army during Vietnam War, and he said to him, he saw so much suffer, so much chaos, and especially with the U.S. come over there, fighting against, of course, communists, but he sees so much that Vietnamese people suffer because of this war. So he said, why don't we just help them? Yeah, and because of that, we help them. I wish you can meet him. Yeah, because David met him. Yeah, met them, which is he and his wife. Very nice. Your dad met them. Very nice. I'm still in contact. I know his health is not very good now, so I'm planning to go visit them. They are now live in North Carolina.
And they sponsored you, so they're
the whole family.
Yeah. So you guys went to go live with them for a little bit.
Correct. Yeah. And then at the time when my brother, we found my brother, we reunited in the big camp, and we asked the organization to said, okay, now we found. Can you, can we all go together with one sponsor? And they said, yeah. So they found the church sponsor us. So when, and my brother left with us, we all went to Virginia.
Got to stay with each other.
Virginia. But because he's single, so he stayed in a different house. It's different sponsor. We stay with this sponsor that they have 3 daughters, Doug and Grace. And then a week later, they found a house for us. They got enough donation from other people in the church. So we had a house, 4-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house, 3-bedroom house, something like that, for 6 of us. And my brother lived in a trailer. Yeah, they have a trailer for him, and he happy to be there. And they found job working in a clothes, sewn clothes factory. So I was home taking care of 3 kids the whole time, all day, and all 3 of them go to work. Yeah, like my sister would be the one that, choosing all the material, which one go with which one, sorting out. So in that clothes factory. So 3 of them went to work. And because we have enough donation, we have clothes, we have bed to sleep, table. Church people, they collected all the donation and we were on the local news that we have this Vietnamese family.
Really?
Yeah, come to town. When we were in North Carolina, they show us all the newspaper article, and that year, 1979.
Wow.
Yeah, báo was just 2.5 months old. Yeah, 1979, that had the picture of all 6 of us. So we were on the newspaper. So we got to see it the first time we saw it when we went to visit a couple of years ago.
Wow.
First time we saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, it was really neat. We just always, me personally, grateful, just really grateful for that opportunity. They are wonderful people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and years later you went and visited them and stay in contact with them.
Oh yeah, we contact. I've been in contact with them ever since we left Virginia, because my brother, after living there for 10 months, he has friends who live here in San Diego, and said that. So he and Lon moved first. So they took a bus. They went to Greyhound's bus to go. I remember the day that they left. My God, I was crying so much, and come here together, and now they left. But then when they come and they said, "Oh my God, I need to move here because there's so many Vietnamese live here, and the weather is so beautiful, just like home." So after like 11 months living there, we decided to move, and we talked to them. They understand. Yeah, they understood. So, but at the time, my ex-husband already had a car. They again, with the sponsor, help donate a car for us, and then after that, found out that his brother came, and then we asked them to see they can sponsor his brother, and his brother came to Virginia as well. Virginia, just enough for 2 months later, drove cross country all the way to San Diego.
Yeah, to meet up with everyone else.
Yes. And then in the process of looking for our own place to live, instead of crash in the living room of one of his friends' house, very nice people. So the wife of his friend found a place for us, and that when she said, "Oh, there's this Vietnamese lady who owns a 9-unit apartment complex in North Park, looking for a manager who can do like cleaning up around, trimming bushes and collecting rent and clean all the vacant." So we came, and that's how we met. I don't know. I'm sure you met her. Her name is Go Phone. Yeah, and her son immediately become their friend. Up to now, Tree. Yeah, yes, yeah. That one. So, and we became friends till now. We became friends. So we lived there, and I went back to school. My ex-husband also went back to school. We were on welfare for, I think, just a year, because we just got there. We're still in school. We don't have a job, anything.
Yeah, and you're 22.
Yeah, 22 at the time. 23.
Yeah.
At the time.
And community college classes?
Community, yeah. I took community college. But first, I had to take 6 months of English in community college. Yeah. English, just strictly English first, in Southeast San Diego. And then after that, enroll in San Diego City College to get to try to get a degree to go to work, because we don't want to live on welfare. So that's where I met your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you basically went through community college and then studied accounting, right? Because maybe because you did some finance.
Yes.
Okay.
And for me, I think it's my sister. She's from background accounting in Vietnam. She didn't want to do it, and she said that everybody come here doing nail and hair, so she gonna do that. And she told me, even though I don't want to do that, I want to work in the office, do some something in the office or in school because I like to teach kids. And she told me, I remember, she said, oh, don't waste your time because even though if you graduate with your, accounting degree, they would hire somebody who speaks English or they would hire American, If you want to work for American, they will hire and then, you will not have the opportunity. But I proved her wrong because I did. I went and I got degree.
Yeah.
And I got hired by, I know later on, my friend who owned that building don't want to manage, don't want to have just people manage people, hire the people who live there manage anymore. She hire, actually she recommend a company, this company, that for me to work for at the bookkeeper, and then later on manage the building where I live, just. But things didn't go very well with my husband, my ex-husband, just because he's abusive and temper. So, his family understand how much I have to, endure his temper, and just very bad. It was a very abusive relationship. So I finally, with the help of my friend who owned that apartment complex, because she's had her Vietnamese husband have similar personality, and they got divorced. So she helped me.
To how to approach that process.
Yes, she took me because he pretty much beat me up, tie me up, and beat me up and cut my hair because I refused to quit school. She doesn't want me to go back to school because he said, you have friends, and then you just become Americanized, and you this and that. And so he tied me up and he beat me and cut hair. His brother was the one who helped me, the younger brother, through all that. And his aunt told him that you need to move, away, because the police came. I didn't press charge because, as I know, at then I don't want him to be in jail, no matter what. He's a father of the kid, and again, I'm grateful that he brought me here to this country. So I didn't press charge, but he had to leave, and then later on I left that apartment as well. But I know that when I got the divorce paper from my friend, took me downtown to get the divorce paper. At the time, it just like the package of dissolution of marriage, this thick, and I opened it, and I couldn't understand much. So I asked my neighbor next door, who's divorced and lived by herself, I said if she can help me, and she told me that I had my lawyer doing everything. I don't know very much anything, so my lawyer did everything for me. But why don't you ask the guy number 5? And, he's a lawyer, and I think he just graduated law school, and worked for the city, I think.
City prosecutor.
Yeah. So I saw his ex. At the time, he lived with his ex-girlfriend in the same apartment, and I saw her in the laundry room. And to me, at the time, everybody lived together, must be married, right? And I came to her and I said, oh, I heard your husband is a lawyer. I was just wondering if he can help me with my divorce paper and all that. And she told me, oh, he's not handling, divorce, but he can help you. So just come on, up when he got home from work, because he's at work during the day. So at the time, I have literally because of the way my ex-husband cut my hair. It was so violent, so like patches everywhere. So my sister came over and we decided she couldn't fix it, so shave. I had my head shaved, like bow, shaved completely. So when I saw him, my hair just started to grow just a little bit. I remember he even asked me, "Can I touch your hair?" So, and he said he doesn't handle it, but he gave me the number for legal aid that could help me with this and move on with my life. So later on, I moved out of that apartment. I get a full-time job. When I was in school, I worked part-time, but after that, they hired me full-time. And my friend asked them that the city property management company that I was working for managed this building. So when I had the chance to go back to, because even though I'm a bookkeeper, but I'm also the manager of the whole entire, property that they manage. So I have to communicate with all the building's manager for, who leaving, who just hire, every month have to go collect rent from them. So I stopped by, and at the time, they broke up, and he lived in a different apartment, not too far from there. But she was nice enough to give me his number, because he's now working for the DA office at the time. So that was 1984 or 83, something like that. So one day I had to go downtown to do some legal work to evict tenant for my boss. And I called him, and we became friends. And later on, my ex-husband stalked me so much. He stalked me, he broke into my apartment, he destroyed everything. He really verbally, harassing me, and it was. So I decided to move to France. Because I have somebody I know. At the time, I met somebody in my English class who's French, but French Vietnamese. I mean, he liked to live in America, so he came here to do the business, but not here. He just here just to learn some more English, so he can go to Cape May, somewhere in Florida, because he owned half of the restaurant out there. So he wanted to take me to France. Just said, you don't need this. I just go, and I went, and I had my passport for Tao, and at the time Bao was living with my ex, and I said, I'm going to come back and get him later, but right now he stalked me so much, I can't live like this, I was just so scared. Calling police is not an option, but his one time he broke into, he came to supposedly want to see Tao, and he was in Tao because he moved up to Van Nuys, and then he went in and he just to say something, and he started to calling me name, so and so on, and he harassed me, and he tried to beat me up, and I called his brother. So his brother lived only a couple blocks from there, run over and kick him out of the house. And at the time, I said, I still didn't want to call the police. I don't know. If I know now, if I know then, of course, he's going to be rotten in jail. So I decided to move, and I told him that I moved. So that when he told me that, he was in love with me, and he want to take care of me and take care of the kid. And despite that, his father it's surf in Vietnam, so we have a bad, not too friendly thought about Vietnam, nor Vietnamese people. He said just even though we come from a different country, speak different language, but just give us a chance. See, and I accept it. So I stay with him, and we dated. We started dating like 84, and then 85 I moved in with him. 86 we bought the house. 87 we get married, and 89 and that Lizzie come along, and 91 Ruby, and then 5 years later, which is 97, David, and then just a year later it's you, 97.
David,
So,
96.
So it's wonderful. We were busy, but very busy with a lot of kids, and we managed to get back legally, so he came to live with us a couple of years later. And just like everybody else, we have up and down, we have, struggle, and we have, fun time. But we love each other, and all you kids are just, become wonderful human beings, wonderful people. And so we're just happy right now, both of us retire, and just trying to just enjoy retirement, but still busy. Enjoy grandkids.
Your adult children.
Yes. Even though it just, life is really tough. We work very hard. And life is really tough for us at some point, but we get through that.
Yeah.
And
you
here
guys
we
are
are.
always big on emphasizing working hard,
Yeah.
getting educated.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Taking care of yourself.
Yes, take care of yourself.
So
So it's pretty much summarize a lot for many years. I don't know what else. I'm sure there's a lot more to tell. You guys,
and I guess when raising your children in the U.S., what would you think about from your life, and then tell your kids growing up? Like, how did you, you were clearly sharing advice and perspective to
Yes.
your children growing up.
Yes.
Maybe walk me through that.
yes, even though I am from Vietnam, which is third country, but I brought up in the modernized, what is it? Yeah, civilized and modernized environment. So I never experienced primitive or living a hard labor life. No, because living in the city, and we're not rich, but if we're not poor, we live comfortably. And I got to go to school. So pretty much, my mom and dad are very open-minded, and I like to be that way as well, and I tend to be that way, So even that, I still would like to raise your kid into with you kid with respect, be a good people, doing good in school, and the most important thing that, you gotta be educated. So we try our best just to help all 6 children to have, degree, so life would be much easier for you. But it depends on you kid, whoever wanted to go through with that, we support it. But if not, I always said college is not for everybody. For example, with Bao and with Lizzie. But if you don't want to finish college, do something else. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Do something else.
Find something you're good at.
Find something you're good at. Doesn't matter what. Find something you're good at. Bao good at fixing car, do car. Lizzie at some point just want to do nail, cosmetic, do it. But don't just sit around doing nothing. Don't be a loser. And I'm strict with not listening. I will be strict if you are not listening, if you swearing, if you don't behave, Cleaning is number one important thing in the house as well. I work full time, the whole time. Your dad, when he climbing up, to his rank in the DA office, he worked a lot. And yes, it's an important job. Somebody got to do it. And he was so good at it. So we are so proud that we have, in the family, he's a noble man. He's very smart, and he's the nicest, one of the few nicest people I know. And you can trust your life in his hand, But with him working a lot, I had to just juggling with full-time job, 4 kids, 4 different ages, sports, fun thing, driving, let alone cooking and cleaning. Just imagine how much I had to do during that time, and just to get how we are today with our daily, living. Other than that, I don't want you guys to be like hanging around with bad kids out there, God knows doing what, get on truck. So I was on your back. I literally become one of the mean mother who just always on the children case. I know you guys grow up, have some resentment for how I raised you guys, but now looking back, it's worth it. I think so. Mom, you nag so much. Mom, this and that.
We're all grateful.
Yeah. But I never, ever, let you guys, be hungry or be suffering for not having, certain thing. But we're not rich, but we're not poor, and we're good people. And that's how I raise you guys. Just to be a good people, because it's important. It's self-respect, But
And
it was hard and independent, yeah. But it was really busy. But I always try to get help. You can tell I always have those Vietnamese people, come over here and to do whatever helping her hand. They need money. I need help. They need money. I don't have time, and they don't have money. That's a nice trade-off. And thanks God, it was peacefully done over the years, so none of the kids have to be suffer much. So I'm just so thankful, for all of you grow up and none of you has any serious illness or get into serious with the law. Bao has come pretty close to a couple of things, but it's not like murder somebody or doing any criminal act, violent, something. So I'm content with my life right now, and because of seeing how you guys, being so independent and doing so good. For me, I always said, if at this point in life, I like to live as long as I can, but if I couldn't, then I rest assured that at least 6 of you have each other. And you have Tao, is the number one, the best sister She's just like a mom, right?
And she is a mom now.
Yeah. So I rest assured that
45 now.
45. Now, yeah, she just turned 45. So she'll take care of you guys. So that's the most important thing. I never thought of living in America at all.
Really?
When I was in Vietnam. See, that's why we just said that, sometimes life just leads us to a different path that we never thought. But for me, I believe that I'm a survivor, a positive person, and a survivor. So wherever I'll be, I'll live. And just hopefully just live a positive life. But of course, like most human, I'm not perfect, just like everybody else. I have up and down in my life that I know that it's not perfect, but other thing I accomplish. And of course I said, what is it? I said, look at my children. That's my biggest accomplishment, And with your dad, both of us, we raise the kid becomes who they are, responsible. And all I'm wishing it just be healthy so you can enjoy this life, I appreciate life and I love life. So no matter what, I still wanted to live healthy and live as long as I can. God, so help me God. Yeah, but
what would you say helped get you through the harder moments
Mm-hmm.
of even being on the boat and people are starving? Like, what was there anything going through your mind in terms of focusing on family, loved ones, or what?
Trying to survive, just thinking of surviving, just surviving. Someday all we eat is just rice and shake salt in it to eat. That's all we have for days until the tuna come along. But in my head, just to try to survive until we get to where we're supposed to be. And at that stage, I don't mind if I go to France. I don't mind to go to America. I don't mind to go to Australia. Wherever they let it, go be, then we'll live there and make the life out of it. At the time, we're not like trying to choose. Okay, I just want America. Yeah, like
take anything you can get.
Yeah, like everybody want to come to America, but not a lot of people made it. So including all the people who stuck in camp that nobody wanted them, and at the end have to go back to Vietnam. Isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
You want to escape?
Dying. People were getting shot by
getting shot,
countries.
and then people who escape and get killed in a horrible way out in the ocean from those pirates. And it was huge during those years, huge. That means that the number one they are scared of is pirate in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, taking the women,
taking the women,
killing people.
yeah, killing like no mercy. So I would love to find out. I was curious what the Thailand government do anything about it. I don't know, or they just turned their head away because there's no evidence.
Yeah. Well, even
But
countries
so
these days, there's like even in Africa, there's people who there's pirates out there,
Yeah.
Somalia,
Yes.
like against the government. So.
Again, yeah, it's or invade, all the invasion from one country to the other is horrible. Or the Asia country.
Yeah.
So for me, if people ask me, oh, you like travel, so you probably like to travel Asia. I said no. Actually, I wanted to go to Vietnam because I have family there.
Yeah.
But if I want to travel for pleasure, I would like to go to Europe.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Well, it's a matter of safety as well, right? Like you, and just in terms of the environment, like you feel very safe in the U.S.
Exactly. Yes. Safe. That one thing, but Vietnamese people scatter everywhere after, you know, after the fall of Saigon. Scatter hundreds of thousands of people. Scatter everywhere. And when I was in camp, looking back, we were lucky. We were lucky. You know, we are only one kid that died. We still, you know, many of us still alive and healthy. But, and then we go on with our life in America. But so many people die in camp after all that horrible time in the ocean, and finally landed in camp and die because of the water, the food, the virus, whatever the virus was, you know, everywhere. And I'm sure it was the flu. That pretty much is just the flu. But poor Tao, I don't know what she got. Maybe drinking the water. She would just almost die. Thanks
When
God.
she was here, she had to get on
Yeah,
hormones.
because of that incident. She need, you know, growth hormone. Yeah, she need growth hormone. If not, but look at her now. You know, with the brain still intact, and you know, with your dad's help, you know, she became to who she is today. A wonderful person, a wonderful human being. All of you. So, and that's all. I'm just happy that you are, how all of you are healthy and doing great.